live in Edgware, which is northwest London, a suburb of London. My work and hobbies are I'm virtually retired. A little bit of private property management work, but I have a very busy life. On a personal side, I've got happily married, recently had our 50th wedding anniversary, 2 sons and 3 great grandchildren. I keep my time very busy. I'm volunteer for a number of things, including the NHS, and I also what else do I do? Yes, I'm chairman. I run a tennis club, which keeps me very busy. About 2017, I was diagnosed with prostate cancer, and I had radiotherapy, 20 sessions, and then I had hormone injections for 2 years. My PSA level is now pretty good and low, so but I have that every 2 months. Had my birthday in 70th birthday surprise party in 2019, and it looked as though I was near the end of my prostate cancer journey. But then later in the year, I was diagnosed with bowel cancer, which came as a bit of a shock. But anyway, I had I had surgery, and had an operation to remove the tumor, and then I was down for 12 sessions of 12 sessions of chemotherapy. In the spring of 2020, I'd had my 9th course of chemotherapy, but that had to stop because of COVID. Coronavirus came in and that stopped, but so I didn't have the last 3 sessions. But it appears, I'm glad to report that the 9 sessions did the job, and I'm currently checked every 3 months, and now it's roughly about every 6 months. Now, most of my days, because I'm now in remission, most of my days are good, but when you come up for the checks, I've got my next checks in early August, you obviously get a little bit apprehensive and worried, but cancer may have returned, but fingers crossed everything will be fine. I'm feeling pretty good. It's taken me a while for my body to recover. Obviously certain things won't ever recover, but overall I'm 73 and I'm really happy generally with my health and everything. I'm not in any pain, would like a bit more energy. There are obviously some good and bad days from the radiotherapy and the chemotherapy and so forth, and the tests and so forth, but for me the bit, and when they put in the port, was horrendous. I think the worst time is when you hear that you've got cancer. The word is absolutely frightening. It's like receiving a death sentence, but then obviously you get to know that if you have the treatment early enough, if the cancer is found early enough, you can survive. And this is the message for not only survive, but you can go back to a pretty normal life. bearing in mind that it was probably winter at that time, it was wonderful to have the chemotherapy at home. So you're talking about three visits. It would have been 3 visits to the hospital. So it was wonderful and very convenient to have it done at home. Talk about consultations. My oncologist knew exactly what was going on. She would phone me, or she would get reports from the nurses who came to the house. Pre-COVID, I would see my oncologist face to face, but then with COVID and so forth, it's now a phone call after my checks. I receive a phone call from my oncologist. She's fantastic, and she telephoned me all hours of the day and night to let me know the results. It's wonderful. It was wonderful having my my treatment at home. It was so convenient. Not having to go to the hospital several times a week, and it's a real plus. It's just so much more convenient having in your own home, the comfort of your home. Your nurse would be there while the chemo was being done, and you could chat or watch TV or whatever. So it's a great benefit having the treatments at home, and I would strongly recommend anybody going on a similar journey to take that route. For the family, it's much better to have the treatment at home, because it saves my wife having to take me to the hospital, maybe wait, may not, because of COVID, may not have to wait in the car or whatever for several hours for the treatment to be done. I suppose you could argue that if you were in a hospital, if anything went wrong, it might be better to have it at the hospital. But overall, things went pretty well, though there were several occasions where they had trouble with the port. There were a couple of occasions where they weren't sure that the port was working properly, or they had trouble finding connecting it and so forth. The advantages completely win hands down against drawbacks. This was done because I had private medical insurance. I don't know if this is something that could be done on the NHS. If it could, it would be absolutely wonderful to have this treatment at home.